Shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Acha Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. It says here in Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. All right, when the wicked are in authority, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay, and again, you have to remember that the wicked, you see, has been pushing forth affliction not only on the Israelites but also on the rest of these nations. Okay, as it says in Isaiah 14. Let's see, where is it? Isaiah 14 and 5. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, who smote the people with a continual stroke. Okay, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. How much more when they're getting beaten with continual stroke? Okay, he smote the people. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. So not even just for correction. He's doing it in wrath. So his anger. So he's a maniac. These Edomites are maniacs. He's beating people for no reason. As it says, he is as death and cannot be satisfied. Okay, he is a man of sin, a man of blood. Okay, the bloody brew. Okay, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nation in anger. Okay, so this guy he goes, as it says, the thief coming not but to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay, so that's what Esau of Edom's been doing. He installs himself in your country. He oppresses the man and his heritage. Okay, sucking up the natural resources. Okay, implementing wicked decrees, pushing forth evil and wicked philosophies on the world. So yes, these people are being continually oppressed under the reign of Esau Edom. Okay, so again, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest. So again, you have to remember that at verse 5 it said that the Lord broke. In other words, the Lord brought them low. The Lord took him out of that power seat, took him out of that authoritative position. Okay, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. That's that joy. Okay, right now even the whole creation groaneth, wishing for the Israelites to be in rulership, because the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the earth. Unconsciously, these people understand that. They go about their day-to-day suffering, okay, running, doing their 9 to 5, or even enjoying the pleasures of this life if they're higher ups, making a lot of money. Okay, they have the delights of this world, but regardless, you can never really be truly content in this world, because the devil is in rulership. Okay, the so-called white man is in rulership. There's never gonna be peace on this earth. Okay, until Yahushua comes and establishes righteousness. Okay, that's the kingdom that we're looking for. That's why we're so fervent and adamant in calling upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to bring forth judgment in this place, man, day and night. Okay, you see. So that to say that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay, so let's go into the word mourn quickly. In the Merriam-Webster definition, mourning or mourn, to mourn. It says here, mourn, to feel or express grief or sorrow, to show the customary signs of grief for a death. Okay, to murmur mournfully. Okay, to feel or express grief or sorrow, to utter mournfully. So again, you're in a state of you're depressed. Okay, You're in grief. You're in sorrow. The fact that the Edomites are in authority, the earth is mourning. Okay? And that's why the earth is going to be at rest in peace when these demons are going to be out of rulership. The people are going to be happier because the Israelites, the rightful rulers, are going to be in authority, and we're going to make life prosper on this earth. Okay, life will flourish, truth will flourish. Okay, as it says, righteousness will increase, and the peace that comes with the kingdom of heaven will not decrease, but rather increase forevermore. Okay, as it says in the scriptures pertaining to how the government is going to be on the shoulders of Yahweh Shai. Okay, and he's going to order things aright. Okay, so these people under the reign of Esau Edom, they're in a state of grief, in a state of extreme grief, because again, Esau Edom is not just beating them; he's beating them continually in wrath, in anger. Okay, that maniac is continually abusing these nations, even his own people being abused. That's how evil that those individuals, the higher ups, the elites of this world are, man. Instead of sharing the blessings with everyone, with all their co-Edomites, they keep it, they're hoarding for themselves. Okay, the 1% owns the 1% of the 1% owns the world at the moment, man. Okay, they run the world. Let me say that they run the world, the economic facet of the world, man. This time, man, the 1% of the 1%. So meaning the rest of the 99.99 of the earth, we're basically servants. Okay, the whole earth are servants to that 1% of the 1%, man. Okay, and that's why it says oppression maketh the wise man mad. We understand these things, man. It shouldn't be like this, man. You should be able to have to own land, to have cattle, okay, to build something, without having Esau Edom always having his hands in your pocket, man. You should be able to flourish in life. You should be able. You shouldn't be worried you shouldn't be having these worldly. You shouldn't be worried with the day to day, in a sense. You should be able to prosper and grow in this world, man. Have a family, okay, multiple wives if you desire, okay, build something, okay. But in this kingdom, even if you build something, like I mentioned, Esau Edom is there. Esau Edom is always there in the midst. You have to go through him to obtain either a license, either permission, either funds, either legal authorization. Esau Edom is always in the mix, and he always wants a cut. That's a part of his oppression. Continual strokes. You see, he's a madman. Okay, this guy is a rapist, man. You see, you tell him no, he keeps going. He's a fucking demon. Anyways, so that being said, I will bring out a few articles pertaining to depression. Okay, because that's the state that these people are. Even if they put on a show, they put on an act, because really that's what it is. Even if they smile in your face, deep down they're really helpless. And how much more the fact that if they're in the world, they don't have the comforter. They don't understand that these things are gonna pass away. To them, this is it. The rest, the people that are not in the sanctuary of truth, those that are not following after Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai in truth and sincerity, they have no idea that this is gonna end eventually, even sooner than we believe. Okay, so it says here in the Google. It says here, I Googled depression at an all-time high. It says here, AI overview, the global burden of depression, okay, of depression has increased significantly since 1990, with a substantial rise in the numbers of incident cases, while the proportion of the population with major depressive disorder and dysthymia remains relatively stable. The overall number of individuals affected has increased considerably. Okay, so these people globally, okay, because again, Esau Edom is not only oppressing the Israelites, he's actually oppressing the earth itself, and the people on the earth, the inhabitants and the earth. Okay, the wildlife, okay, the ecosystem is suffering under the reign of Isa Edom, man. Okay, the whole earth is mourning, okay, because of the rulership of this devil, man. It says he took away peace from the earth. Okay, a sword was given unto him, and he took away peace from the earth, man. That's why there can never be peace while Isa Edom is in rulership. So if you're in your these people that are all about philanthropes, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Those that are these people that are the Nobel Prize of peace, the Peace Nobel Prize. If you want peace, if you truly want world peace, you would want the Israelites to rule, because when the Israelites are going to be established as rulers of the kingdom to come, the nations will learn war no more. There's not going to be war anymore when the true Israelites, the heirs, the joint heirs with Yahweh Shai are going to be ruling. There's not going to be any more war, man. Okay? There's really going to be peace. Okay? These nations are going to have to suffer their judgment, but after a while, they're going to enjoy the benefits of being under subjection to the Israelites, the way that the Lord had intended things to be. Okay? So let's go here in the Gallup News. In the article, it says here, the title is U.S. Depression Rate Reaches New Highs. Okay? It says here, the story highlights clinical depression in lifetime and current depression both hits new highs. Women and young adults have experienced the greatest increase. Okay, so you independent and strong females who don't need a man, okay, really you're suffering the most, because really you're not in order according to your purpose. You're not following your purpose. That's why you're not feeling content. All you that believe that you can do better, you can do bad by yourself. You don't need a man by your side. Okay, you see, you have a good cushy job. And again, for Eve, okay, last month, apparently, according to the numbers, Eve has taken a hit, man. Eve's been getting fired. Okay, she's been losing her jobs the most last month, according to stats. You see, so the grinding shall cease. Now, let me bring that up before I continue. Grind cease. Says here in the Ecclesiastes 12:3, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. They're few because, hey, there's gonna be a major layoffs. We're in the time of people losing their jobs, even to the point where companies are closing down. Okay, major branches, Walmart, what else? Banks, mom pop shops. Okay, these things are closing down. Okay, so job opportunities are becoming more and more scarce. Okay, and the grinding shall cease. So people are losing their jobs, and there's less and less job opportunities. Okay, you see, because there are few, and those that look out the window be darkened. Those that look out the windows be darkened. Why? Because they know that evil and only evil, behold, is come. Those are the things that we as servants of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah understand, that they must come because of the iniquity that is being perpetrated in this wicked kingdom, okay, around the earth, actually, okay, because the grass of Isa Edom's darkness or lack of wisdom has spread all over the earth, and it has to be eradicated. Okay, so back to the article. Okay, it says here, Black and Hispanic adults rising at about twice the rate of white adults. Because again, is that even a fact? Is that even a statement? Like, thank you, Captain Obvious. You know what I'm saying? Okay, because the Israelites, the so-called blacks and so-called Hispanics, are actually Israelites. Okay, if they according to lineage, they're Israelites. Okay, and the so-called white individual, the majority of them are Edomites. Okay, and again, that this is their kingdom. Be a glad, daughter of Edom, daughter of the Chaldeans. Be a glad. This is your kingdom. This is your rulership. This is your heaven, okay, on earth. Of course, they're going to be less depressed, okay? But they're still catching hell. They're still catching hell because Esau Edom is a devil. He's not good to himself. So, of course, some of the Edomites are catching hell. Less, the Edomites are less depressed than the Israelites, because again, that goes into the white supremacy. White supremacy has pushed even the bums in the street have a sense of pride, knowing that they're Edomites, knowing that this is their kingdom. They'll talk shit, bro. The other day, just the other day, man, a situation happened where there's Edomite bums talking shit to the prophets, man. Okay, you see, because of their pride, because they know that this is their kingdom. Even if they're at that lowest state, they still remain that entitlement of, yeah, I'm a white person, so-called white person. So I'd rather be, even if I'm homeless, the fact that I'm white makes me better than a rich so-called black or so-called Latino. You see, that's how these individuals think. Okay, that's why, of course, the depression rate of the Israelites are going to be twice as high, because first of all, they're under the curses. You know, they're catching hell every day, and we're in captivity. We're under the curses. We're catching hell. We're under captivity. You see? So of course. So it says here in the article, Washington, D.C., the percentage of U.S. adults who report having been diagnosed with depression at some point in their lifetime has reached 29%, nearly 10 percentage points higher than in 2015. The percentage of Americans who currently have or are being treated for depression has also increased to 17.8%. About 17.8, up about 7 points over the same period. Both rates are the highest recorded by Gallup since it began measuring depression using the current form of data collection in 2015. Okay, and that's in 2015. So here it says the most recent result obtained in February 21, 28 in 2023, so 2 years ago, are based on 5,167 U.S. adults surveyed by Webb as a part of the Gallup panel, a probability-based panel of about 100,000 adults across all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Respondents were asked, has a doctor or nurse ever told you that you have depression, or do you currently have or are currently being treated for depression? Both metrics are part of the ongoing Gallup National Health and Well-Being Index. Okay, so it says here, rates among women, young adults, Black and Hispanic adult rising fast. So women, young adult, and Israelites. So basically the women, young adults, and Israelites, you know, those are the ones that are catching the most hell in this earth. Well, maybe not catching the most hell, because no one's catching more hell than the prophets. You see, no one's catching more hell than those that serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in truth and sincerity. Okay, but still, it says here, over 1/3 of the women, you see, 1/3, over 1/3 of women, 36.7% now report have been diagnosed with depression at some point in their lifetime, compared with 20.4% of men, and their rate has risen at nearly twice the rate of men since 2017. Those aged 18 to 29, 34.3%, and 30 to 44, 34 to 34.9% have significantly greater depression diagnosis rates in their lifetime than those older than 44. Okay, so you know, because again, that's that new generation. Okay, as it says, those that come later are gonna be weaker. Okay, weaker in the mind, weaker in the body. Okay, because the as the generation proceeds, the people that come after us are going to be weaker and weaker and weaker because the earth itself is becoming old. There's that precept that goes into it. The earth is becoming old, and again, the wicked are in rulership. Okay, the food that you eat is not convenient. Okay, it lacks nutrients. Okay, the earth, the pollution, all those aspects that are affecting one's health. Okay, you see, it says here, women, 23.8%, and adults aged 18 to 29, 24.6%, also have the highest rate of current depression or treatment for depression. So women and anyone, young adults, basically young adults, 18 to 29, young adults, man, they have the highest rates of depression. Okay, these two groups up 6.2 and 11.6% percentage points respectively, are as well as adult age 30 to 44 have the fastest rising rate compared with the 2017 estimates. It says here, lifetime depression rates are also climbing fast among black and Hispanic adults, and have now surpassed those of white respondents. Historically, white adults have reported majorly higher rates of both lifetime and current depression. Okay, so those are the numbers. Okay, and that's about it, man. The women, okay, the Israelites, and then what was it? The young adults, women. Young adults, and Israelites. They're the most depressed in the times that we're in, and these numbers were in 2023. So let's go and see. Let's see 2024. It says here in 2024. Let me see. Are depression rates increasing in 2024? So last year, it says here, pertaining to Health Day News, rate of anxiety and depression among U.S. adults, especially younger folks, continues to rise. So things are not getting better. Okay, things are not getting better. Okay, is anxiety on the rise in 2024? Stress related to no, what the hell? No, that's not. Here you go. In 2024, it's pertaining to psychiatry.org, 43%, almost half. Okay, almost half. 43%. So like 43% of adults say they feel more anxious. So like anxious, I guess so. 43% of adults say they feel more anxious than they did the previous year. Okay, 43% they feel more anxious. Let me see what to break down the word anxiety. See if it's similar to depression. Anxious. I hope I'm saying it right.
Anxious.
Anxious. Anxious. So more anxious. You see? It says you're characterized by extreme uneasiness of mind or brooding fear about some contingency. Worried. Characterized by, resulting from, or causing anxiety. Worrying. So these people are worried. They're stressed. Okay? They're bugged out of their mind, man. Okay? They're sorrowful. That's that grief. Okay? Okay, it says here, ardently or earnestly wishing. They're wishing for things to get better. They're earnestly wishing for things to get better, to get over the curve. And that's since COVID. Get back to normalcy. Well, let's just get it. Let's go take a shot. Let's go take the jump shot so we can get back to normal. Get back our lives. Okay, but you realize that ever since then, even if you get a slight slimmer of hope, okay, things are not gonna get better, man. Okay, we're talking about tariffs now. We're talking. The new pope is now talking about World War III, something that the prophets have been pushing for a long time. Okay, he's just new to this, man. Okay, you see, these people are earnestly and ardently hoping, wishing for things to get better, but it's not gonna get better under the supervision of Isa Edom, man. Okay, evils and only evils. Okay, let's see the word depression since I'm already in this app. Depression. It reads, an act of depressing or a state of being depressed, such as a state of feeling sad, low spirits. Okay? Really, in the sense, that's a demon. Low spirits, that's a demon attacking you. That's why we mentioned in the lesson yesterday, you have to resist that spirit. You can't be in a spirit where you're down all the time. Of course, you're not going to be happy of catching hell if things happen. Okay, but then the just man falls 7 times, but he get it back up, man. We're in this fight, man. We got to fight until the end. We have to go the distance, man. Okay, 12 rounds, man. Okay, you got to roll with the punches. You got to learn how to take a hit. And sometimes the hit come after hit after hit. Sometimes you don't get a chance to breathe, man. Okay? But in those moments, you cleave unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and you keep on pushing, man. Okay? It says here, especially a mood disorder. Disorder, again, it's a demon. Okay? It's a dis-ease that is marked by varying degrees of sadness, distress, and loneliness, and typically accompanied by inactivities, guilt, loss of concentration, social withdrawal, sleep disturbance, and sometimes suicidal tendencies. So the demon is going to fuck with you, add all these evils upon you, even to the point where you want to off yourself. You see? So that's why you have to fight that spirit. Okay? It says to rejoice evermore. Okay? Rejoice in Yahushai. He gave us the spirit not of fear, but of gladness, joy, and of sound mind. Our mind is supposed to be sound, knowing that all these things are going to come to pass. Knowing that the prophecies will come to pass, man. The suffering, the present suffering that we're going through right now is temporal, and it's not worthy to be compared with the joy, the glory that we're gonna receive in the kingdom to come, man. Okay. See, a lowering of physical or mental vitality or functional activities. So you're being, as it says, pressed down, lowering. Okay, those spirits are bringing you low, man. Where you're supposed to be high, you're supposed to be on fire, you're supposed to want to bring forth this word, man. And again, that's ultimately, that's one of the ways that you can shake off those demons, man. Fast, pray, and put your hand to the plow. Keep your mind busy, man. Read, okay. Congregate with brothers. Go get some air. Go work out. Go do something, man. Motivate yourself, man. Okay, you gotta, just as much as you self-examine yourself, as much as you're supposed to self-motivate yourself. Okay? You see? It's a lonely walk, but we're not alone. You have to understand that. Okay? It's a lonely walk, but you're not alone. And we mentioned it yesterday too. Iron sharpened iron. If you're low in the spirits, go see a brother. Call someone. Okay? Talk to someone. You don't have to talk about your problems, but you can just have a conversation. Like I said, go outside, go talk to strangers. Fuck it. Get your mind off things. Watch a movie. Find ways to distract yourself and bring up your spirit. Lift yourself up. Okay? In Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Pray, fight. Take a nap. You see? Alright? Do things that's gonna lift up your spiritual vibration. That gets you closer to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And you're going to feel better, man. Okay? So let me see if there's anything else here in the Google. Let me see. Oh, yeah, let me see. I wanted to look up what causes depression. Cause. It says here, depression is a complex, what causes depression in Google, in a Google search. It says here, AI overview, depression is a complex condition likely stemming from the combination of factors rather than a single cause. So there's a lot of things going on. Okay, these factors include genetics, genetic predispositions, change in brain chemistry, stressful life events, and again, all these people are going through a lot of stress, man. They're dealing with a lot of stress. Some people can hide it better than others, but you can tell, man. Okay, they might smile in your face, but when they get home, they're crying, man. They're through. You see, and underlying medical or mental health condition. Okay, it says here, um, things that are more relevant. It says here stressful life events, traumatic or stressful events like death of a loved one, abuse, financial problems, okay, or triggers. It can trigger or worsen depression. So you're catching hell financially. You lose your job. Like I said, these people that are ended up that can't even pay rent. Okay, that I watched a video the other day. People are buying storage units and sleeping in storage units. Women that are that since they don't have a home, they sleep at their workplace or they sleep in the car. A lot of people are sleeping in their car. Those young adults that just finished college and left with a diploma, but carried also the student loans. Okay, those that have to deal with student loans, man, they're sleeping in their cars right now, doing TikTok videos, crying about how they never thought they'd be in a situation like that. They're in a stressful situation. Okay, it says here, substance use. All these people are under some kind of drug. If they're not in the truth, they need it to get their mind off things. So they're using substances. Alcohol and drug abuse can both trigger and worsen depressive symptoms. Because again, they use it as a sense to push off the problem, so that they can be in a daze for a moment. They're looking for that high to escape, okay, their reality. Okay, but then once they get low, once they get back to that depressive state, okay, once the buzz wears off, they need to get that fly. They need to get that high again, man. So they're always constantly looking for that buzz, for that feeling, because that's the only thing that they have. They don't have the comforter, as I mentioned before. Okay, psychological factors. Okay, negative personal traits like low self-esteem, pessimism, or being overly dependent can increase susceptibility to depression. Okay, so you're already down in the spirit. You don't have that confidence. Okay, you already feel like shit. Okay, in your mind, you're battling your mind. If you're not lifting yourself up, okay, no one's gonna lift you up, man. Okay, if your perception of yourself is already down, it's already bad. You're through, man. That's only gonna add to your affliction. Okay. So again, you put all these things together. I jumped some factors, but you add 1 and 2 together, 3 or 4. Some people have maybe all that list. Some people are walking around having all that list. That's how there's spirits of vengeance walking around, man. Once they crack, once the society collapses and these people crack, oh my goodness, bro, it's gonna be crazy, man. Jacob's trouble, okay, the hour of temptation is gonna be something crazy. As I said, they're gonna be like madman sparing none. You see, all right? So we're coming in very, very high. Very serious times, man. Okay, you see, very dark times. All right. And as I mentioned, that level of anxiety, that level of depression, stress, grief is only but increasing. There's gonna be a point where these people are gonna snap. There's gonna be a moment where these people are gonna break, man. Okay, and they're gonna say enough is enough. As it says, the power is gonna be in their own hand. They're not gonna reverence their kings nor their princes. These people are there's gonna be a situation where these people are just gonna fucking break, man. Excuse my language. You see? All right. So yeah, man, that's the time that we're coming into. Okay, depression is at an all-time high, which will lead eventually that will lead to societal collapse. Okay, because again, this society has to be done away with anyways. The place where the evil was sown has to be rooted out. Okay, and it has to be rooted out by violence. So we need to prepare ourselves mentally, spiritually, and physically for the things that are about to happen. All right. So again, that's it for me. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Lord willing, until next lesson. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time. Shalom.